Sometimes these bucks will bed up, and then they'll wait for all these thermals to stabilize, and then they'll get up and reposition. So we're gonna give it another half an hour, see if we can catch that movement.
Oh, look at my hands. I can't stop shaking. Not. I'm what you call a lone wolf. I like to walk alone. I go hunt for the feeling. I thrive out on my own. Look in my eyes, look at the prize, look at the yeah. Heart in my chest, holding my breath. Yes. I'm addicted to the game. I am the one they run from. Dead I lie and wait. I do not tremble, do not shake. Ice cold blood in my veins, yeah. The lone wolf is my name.
Hi, this is Andrae D'Acquisto from Lone Wolf Custom Gear, filming for Whitetail Addictions. Little recap of the 2024 season. 2024 season was challenging in that I put out more new products probably than I ever have in one season. I also have 5 grandkids. 3 of them are coming to age where they're starting to want to hunt now, so we did some turkey hunting and a little bit of deer hunting with them. And that's looking like some stuff that we're going to be doing in the near future. I also wanted to field test the new Arrowhead broadhead, so I kind of lowered my standards a little bit and wanted to get some kills under my belt. The goal is to go out and get 4 or 5 kills. Ended up short, but I did get 3 good kills for these shows. I think it'll be entertaining to you.
Spot is out. That one doe that came through earlier, that urinated 3 times around this tree. She's in heat. All roads lead back to the wolf. More later. Bringing you a little more action from the stand. A lot of activity this morning. A lot of bucks checking scrapes. I don't know, a year or so ago, somebody had some type of archery challenge. Supposed to pass up a good buck and then hunt him down and kill him again. So there's one we passed. We're going to pass up a couple decent ones this year. And then we're going to go hunt him down. So hunt like a wolf, brother.
I also had my wife come out to Illinois, actually support me in the hunt. So that was kind of nice too. We had a camper we brought out there, got back to an old lease that I haven't hunted in decades. And it was really a great experience.
Old canine, bike by Face Off. Tree stands, usually run 3 stands when I'm out of state. 7.5, 1.0, 0.5, and actually 4 stands, a climber. And we're right in the middle of paradise. We got our food plot off the main crop field, the length of this open field, and where it comes to a pinch point here, the tree had fallen, and everybody knows they love to eat the tree tops, the leaves off them. So they're leaving scent on them, and all these lower branches became licking branches and scrapes. and you have a long food plot the length of this, and there's a huge beet trail right through the plot coming straight down the line here. What better place than there to put a portable stand? Compact doubles. Whitetail effect.
Gets into that the season all of us trophy hunters like is that second, third week. And these big deer, mature deer, start working these scrapes and start working branches. That's where I usually get cracks at some of the biggest whitetail and get them to drop their guard and hunt them on that.
Looks like he's down. First night in Illinois. Field edge. Was gonna leave this baby in for the morning, but looks like we're done. Back to Iowa, then Ohio. Man, this boat is sweet. Got one down. Just wanted to show you my setup. New compact doubles. Sweet. Set up to a 7.5 field edge. Taking advantage of the thermals. Let's go check it out. No, that's not a red arrow, boy. That's full of blood, loaded. And look at the blowout. Here's my stand. Let's see. Oh, maybe. What do you think? 10 feet, 11 feet off the ground. Taking advantage of scrape hunting here in October. Got this tree that fell here, and it is just loaded with scrapes all around it. He ended up out in his bean somewhere. I watched him go down, but I couldn't film it through that fallen tree there. There he is. Oh yeah, baby, look at the cage. Oh yeah, dandy.
I like to do on hills and on edges, I like to take a thermal with a wind and have them collide on the top of a high point, and it's a chimney effect. And when you find these sweet spots, you are completely invincible to whitetail. And when I hunt those spots, I get giddy about it. I know I'm in such control right now and nothing around me is gonna bust me wind-wise. I do what I need to do to sit still. I got my stand placed right. Anything coming through is dying.
All right, let's see if we can't get some good photos here.
Hey, Andrae D'Acquisto, Lone Wolf Custom Gear, filming for Whitetail Addictions with my first deer down. Want to talk about a few of the products that we're field testing here. We have the new Arrowhead, which is working phenomenal. This is my actual 7th kill with this head. This deer you'll see in the video went about 60 yards piled up. We got the new compact doubles, which I'm going to pat myself on the back. I think those are the best stick I've ever designed. This trip I was running the .7 full-size pack, which I like because I always need a little extra gear in there. But talking about the deer a little bit, it's not the biggest deer, but having tags for 3 states this year with multiple tags in other states, I'm gonna be covering some ground. So my goal is to come down here and maybe the first 160 that came along I would shoot. I had been down here a week earlier and seen this deer, so I had him pretty much patterned. I picked the tree I wanted to be in last week.
that cold front came in, and I went down and actually got the wind I needed, and it was just phenomenal. Not a deer coming by, you'll see in the video, knew I was there. Smoked them at about 25 yards. We're now gonna clean this one up here, and we're heading to Iowa next.
Shifting gears then back to Iowa. Over the year we passed quite a few decent bucks in there and got some good footage. But there's a particular deer gene that's on our land that's not the greatest, or really heavy and small framed, and I decided one of those would have to go.
Okay, we're in Iowa. Morning sit. Kind of a recon mission. It was a bust. Bunch of coyotes running the deer up and down these draws here. I'll give it another 20 minutes, then I'm getting down. I'm gonna scout the shit out of this area. Little bump and dump, as they say. Cold front coming in. I need to have some really good spots lined up. More later.
Set up on a pinch point between some fields, and at that time of year, the deer actually come from a whole section, different section of the property, and they'll come through this open waterways, and there's a tight spot there that goes back into an area where there's a ton of scrapes that these other bucks will come in and run and work them. So that deer came in, you see the hit on that one was right in the crease. Perfect location, literally went through the deer and broke one of the opposite shoulders on that deer.
Took 2 shots at trying to get my frickin' release on my string. Finally got it on. He heard that, and I was lucky he stopped him right there. And then I just plowed him over.
Went about 50 yards and keeled over. So the broadhead again did a really good job. I was surprised to see I only shoot 52 pounds, and that deer completely crushed that deer with that arrow.
This particular deer was new to the property, didn't see it. I was focused in on another deer that was in this woodlot here on the edge, waiting for him to step out. And I turned around last minute toward dark and seen some massive tines, and by the time I got the camera on, he was almost out of the camera zone, and I just took the shot and ended up double lunging and maybe breaking a shoulder or leg. Not the biggest deer, but another victim for the arrowhead. Keep feeding your addiction.
Ended up having a friend out. He was hunting another lease. Jerry Airdon, and he came and gave me a little bit of a hand getting that deer out. Just like old times. In the midst of all this now, there was a deer that got my attention that I actually went after. I actually passed this deer up, and toward the end of the season there, I set up another spot that I had preset with a 7.5 there. And this is an area where after that rut gets rolling, these deer will still look for straggler does, and they'll come and they'll reopen some of their primary scrapes that they worked early in the year.
find this one. Had to follow up with another shot. Just wanted to talk a little bit about the setup. Late season coming in. We're wearing our heavier Osceola gear, bigger boots. So we converted over from the .5 run and gun to a couple of these setups, and I'd like to run the 1.0 in some of these semi-permanent spots. What we got here is a logging road that goes on up to all the crop fields. Got a long draw here. Deer like to bed up at the top of that. A lot of these deers will run this logging road up and down here. And you've got trails that come off of that crop fields all crisscrossing down here. What I like to do is I keep scrapes in my mind the whole year. Even when the season's over, late season, these more mature deer, they're still in rut. They're still looking, they're still wanting to breed some doe. So some of the sign left behind here worked a scrape right here. Now, even though these scrapes aren't real active this time of year, I like to be on spots where those scrapes are, because they're there for a reason. So these bigger mature bucks will literally, again, that's all open crop field. They'll come across these vertically. And the reason they do that is all these trails that go up and down into this draw here, from field edge to field edge, they can, with one little swipe from that field edge here across this ravine, the field edge up there, they can scent everything that is coming up and down this draw easily instead of running it parallel with them. So more food for thought. Always keep your mind open. Remember, hunt like a wolf.
All in all, it's a pretty successful season, very busy season. Now that we have all the field testing done on the broadhead, I think we have enough other guys that have harvested deer with that broadhead that we can start changing up gears again and looking for some, get back to what I love best, some world-class whitetail. These are a couple whitetail that were harvested for the show back in the day. One of them more known as the flyer buck, and the other one the tuning fork buck. Two great episodes on whitetail addictions. These are two of the biggest harvested on film. Typical 201 and a non-typical 216. Hopefully we can run some deer of this caliber next year. Look forward to more action from Whitetail Addictions. This is Andrae D'Acquisto, and remember, hunt like a wolf. It's the most successful way to do it.
Whitetail Addictions is brought to you by Lone Wolf Custom Gear, the innovator of mobile hunting. Lone Wolf arrowheads, recover your deer, not your broadhead. Face-off bikes, make every hunt count. Osceola gear, nature's best camouflage. Vortex optics, we got your back. Buck Fever, synthetic scents, make bucks hunt you. Stealth Cam, never miss a moment. Hoyt Archery, get serious, get Hoyt. And by Victory Archery, the carbon arrow experts.
This is Andrae D'Acquisto from Lone Wolf Custom Gear. I wanted to thank you for watching Whitetail Addictions and ask that you become one of our silent partners by hitting the YouTube subscribe button and following us on Facebook and Instagram.